The Tim Hortons I Want to Know is a weekly segment where viewers can submit questions for the Niagara coaches, administrators, and student athletes. You can submit your question online at purpleeagles.com and click on the Tim Hortons I Want to Know banner. We have Coach Chris McKenzie here because one of the questions, actually two of the questions, are for you. First question for Coach McKenzie is from Bobby from Hamilton. Asks, you played hockey at NU and now you coach hockey, so which do you prefer?
That's a trick question because if I was 22 years old, I prefer playing. Now that I'm 35 and a little older and a little less flexible, I have to go with coaching. The real reward, I would say coaching because I always wanted to coach, and the fun part of it is just doing the practices every week, setting up a game plan, that kind of thing. So I'll take coaching now.
Our second question is from Nadine in British Columbia and asks Eric Williams, freshman basketball player, being the first person from Hope, British Columbia to ever play Division I sports, what has the reaction been?
Good reaction. Whenever I call my mom or I talk to my uncles on the phone, they say like, yeah, we've been listening to your games on the radio feed over the internet. And it was actually funny. I had an interview at halftime of one of the games, and my uncle was trying to listen, but his internet wasn't working, so he called my mom, and she put him on speakerphone so we could listen into the interview, and he really liked that. But whenever I talk to any of my friends, they say, yeah, we're watching out for you. We're checking the box scores after the games, and yeah, it's been a good reaction overall.
And the Purple Eagles basketball team right in the heart of their max schedule for the third question in our Tim Hortons I Want to Know segment. Final question for you, Coach McKenzie.
All right.
Daniel from Niagara Falls, Ontario asks, you graduated from NU 10 years ago. Other than your hair, what's changed?
It's funny, there was a question in the media about that before. Here's a couple of things. The internet was just starting out when I was at Niagara, and we were just starting out with these crazy things called email addresses. That was really something. The buildings were different. Some of the same professors are still there and the same people, which is what makes Niagara special, is the people there. The number one thing, though, that hasn't changed is campus safety still hands out a record amount of parking tickets every day.
All right.
To my car.
To your car.
Most importantly.
You have trouble reading the signs? Or you just like to
That's just a...
You challenge authority?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You're a rule breaker.
Let's not talk to Ed McLaughlin about that.
All right, well, that's it for Sportsnite Niagara for this week. Thanks again, Coach McKenzie. And our thanks to Francis McPhail, who joined us as well. Join us for next week's show. We change gears a bit. We'll talk Niagara basketball and check in with the basketball team, which, like I said, is right in the heart of their conference schedule. I'm your host, Jeremy White. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Check your Niagara schedules, and thanks for making tonight a sports night, Sportsnite Niagara. Good night.